What's up, guys? It's Rock Creek Outdoors here with another proof fishing episode. This will be the first of many how-to videos. I decided to do some how-to videos because my buddy I work with has never been fishing before, and so I told him I was going to take him fishing one day, and so he started asking me all these questions, and after he's asking me all these things, I'm like, dang, there's a lot of stuff I know that I didn't think that other people would need to know, but I mean, he's asked me everything from like the different types of reels to how to rig lures, what the different types of rigging there is, baits, how to work them, all kinds of stuff. So today is the first episode. It is how to rig a Texas rig, and guess I'll go ahead and do that first in this video, and then after that, I'll just talk about what's going on. But so first off, a Texas rig is basically hook, a weight, and your ribbon tail worm, which I usually use like the 7 or 8 inch worms. This is a Berkeley power bait in pumpkin seed, I think, and works very good on Smith Lake and the river. My dad catches tons of fish on it. I've caught a bunch, different ponds, lakes, rivers, and everything. But first off, there's that, and then you got the bullet weight, which is right here. And for some reason, there's something stuck to my line, like a piece of dirt or something, and it's not letting move. But there's the bullet weight. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty good. Then it goes to your hook. So the way you rig these up is you'll have your line. There won't be nothing on it. You will slide your weight on, your bullet weight. I think it's 3/8 or 3/16, something like that. Usually something not too big, not too small. You can use up to an ounce if you're in heavy grass, or even lighter if you're fishing for finicky fish. But this is what I usually use. Put that on, and you put a hook on. I've used all the brands of hooks. I got Guggen hooks. I've got Live Target. I've used those. I've used Trocar. I don't know if Live Target makes it. I think it's Trocar. But I've got Eagle Claw, Gamakatsu, Laser. They all work pretty good. Gamakatsu is probably one of my favorites, but any will work, whatever the store has. But usually I use a 4 to 5/0 hook, and you can use smaller or bigger depending on how big the fish are. This is a 4/0, I think, Eagle Claw, because that's all we had at Walmart at the time. And I prefer 5/0, but 4 is good. 6 is if you're in heavier grass using like bigger worms, or if you're using like the 10-inch worms, for deep fishing, stuff like that. But usually 4 or 5 is good for just all around. So you put your weight on, your bullet weight, you put your hook on, get your favorite worm. I like Zoom U-tails, I like the Berkeley power baits. But what you'll do, it's ribbed right here all the way down. So I usually go to about the 3rd or 4th rib. I'll stick the head on first, pull it through at the 3rd or 4th rib, push it all the way up to the circle on the hook where you tie off, and then you'll pull your worm, push it up a little bit, and stick it in and pull it straight, and your hook will just barely be sticking out, you don't want it sticking out at all. It'll just barely be inside the bait. That'll make it weedless if it's inside. And what'll happen is when that bass, it'll float up like this. Float up like this from the weight, and the bass will come up and hit it from behind. When it closes down, it pinches right there, and it sets that hook, and you pull it. But that's a Texas rig. I figured I'd show that. It's my favorite rig for soft plastic worms. You can use beaver baits for crawls or whatnot, for whatever you like to do. Like, definitely put a crawl in there during bed season, But the worms always do good everywhere. I mean, you catch a lot of small fish on the worms, catch a big fish too. You'll see in a video coming up Monday. But that's the Texas rig. It's one of my all-time favorite rigs. My dad showed me, and he loves using it. I figured I'd show you all that. There's a lot of rigs. You got Texas rig, Carolina rig, Ned rig. Then you got the ones that don't have rig in the name. You got drop shot, shaky heads. There's a ton of different ways to do it. Texas is my favorite. I probably won't show many of the others because I don't use them. But this would be the one, no matter where you're fishing at, it'll work. My next video, I will probably be showing how to use a spinning reel or a bait caster, one of the two. I mean, a lot of people don't know how to do it. And me, like my dad's always fished since I was a kid. And so it just came, I learned when I was younger. So I never really thought about being an adult or teenager or whatever and not knowing how to fish because I was always on him. But he opened my eyes to that. So I figured it'd be something good to show you guys. And looks like we got a bot in here. I don't know if I can delete these comments. But got them reported, so that should be removed off my page or two. But yeah, that's how you use Texas rig. Give you an update on my pond and on fishing last week. We went fishing Saturday to the river. Y'all see that video coming up Monday. And we caught some good fish. Really big summertime fish. Caught about 10. Y'all see that video. We got every catch on video. And probably a 10-minute, 15-minute video or so. This should be a good video for you guys to watch. My pond has turned to the worst. My fish have died, all 3 of them. I feel like it's because of the sun. I didn't think about it. The pond's only like 3 foot deep, and I had them in the shade, but it's only shaded part of the day. In the middle of the day, the sun's out, and I think the sun got to them because I'd fed them. I mean, they lived in that swimming pool for a while, but it was shaded. Like the sides were kind of curled in, so there was shade under there. I think that's what got them. My aerator or my pump I'd bought messed up. Like I bought it off eBay, but I got it fixed now, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get my pond shaded this time. I'm probably gonna do a water change just in case, and I'll get the pump and waterfall going so they got plenty of oxygen, and I'll go from there. So it'll probably be another 2 or 3 weeks before I get any more fish in the pond. And I hate that happened. I had that one bass for probably 3 or 4 months. See, it was probably March. Yeah, definitely at least 3 months. And I mean, it lived for a few days, but the sun started coming out, and I think it overheated. And I needed to I'm gonna put some rocks in the bottom so the sun won't be as bright and soaking up like on that black tarp. That could have a lot to do with it. But I hate that, but it happens. I mean, you gotta go roll with the punches, as they say. But have y'all ever used any rod socks? I got some of these since I'm going with my dad a lot, and they're all right. They would be really good. Like they keep my line from getting tangled up, but for some reason they just love to attract the crankbait hooks, and so I keep having to deal with that. I guess I need to buy one of those like bait things, but I don't want to spend money on that. But yeah, that's how you do a Texas rig. I'm gonna do a video on spinning reels, bait cast, maybe on a Zebco 33. I got one, or Zebco 22, whatever. I don't use them much. I'm not a big fan of them. I mean, they're good for beginners, but they're just. I'd rather if I was teaching somebody to give them a spinning reel and go from there. But I'm tell you all my favorite line not to use. I'm gonna do a video on that, another podcast. And there's the things I could teach y'all is endless for what I already know. I say endless, but I mean not endless, but it lasts a while. I mean, my buddy was asking me so many questions. I was like, man, I never thought of any of this stuff. I mean, what line you use, what color line, different types of line, what kind of reels, rods, price points, hooks, brands. I'm just trying to get him into brim fishing right now, just to start him off. So he can say he caught something, and but he was asking all these questions. So ask questions if you're learning, or even if you're a veteran of fishing and you don't know certain techniques. Ask people what they do. I didn't start using the shaky head till this year, and I don't like it. I mean, it gets bites, but I can't ever set the hook on them. So I don't know if it's small fish or what. But I mean, it's always good to have different tactics to add to your arsenal. You never know what the fish are biting on, or what color, what type of lure. I mean, we can do that Berkeley power bait and a Zoom scuppernong worm, same exact color, a little bit different look. I mean, but there's like a smell attracting on the Berkeley power bait, so I don't know. But my dad will outfish me with the power bait, so I've been using those. But scuppernong works good too. I mean, everything has a time and a place and a purpose to be used at every technique, and most of the time, multiple techniques will work. Like on the river, I caught on crankbaits, the worm, and I had a bunch of topwater blowups that were small and would never set the hook on. So I mean, you just never know what's working. Never know what color. One color's not biting, throw on another color, they might hit it. Especially in a pond. If you're able to walk around a pond and it doesn't take like 10 minutes, every time you walk around, try something different. And one of the times you might get bit, and you're like, oh well, you're keying in on what they eat or what they're going after, and you'll be able to start catching them more often. Keep changing it up, even if you are catching them, and find out stuff that doesn't work, and then just take those notes. And next time you come back, just use what worked. And that's what I do at the park pond. I haven't been there in a while, but those fish will not bite a plastic bait unless it's spawn. That's the only time I've ever had them bite anything plastic. I've tried worms, lizards, everything. And one morning I tried that sexy dog topwater. They blew up on it like 15 times. I caught so many fish out of that pond. And I was like, I'll never get fish out of here before that. But you gotta keep trying, keep walking around, keep using different stuff. Every fish is different. Some like worms, some eat crawfish, some eat minnows, lizards. I mean, it's what's in the area at the time, what's in their habitat. But I guess I'll quit rambling on. Hope you guys like this video. I feel like I've done better as like talking about this stuff on this one than I usually do, because I have stuff to talk about now. But appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned for Monday's video, which will be fishing. It'll be on the river. My dad's new boat. And then stay tuned for next Thursday, which will be another how-to video. I mean, I may do more how-tos. Like, if I have time, like every day, I might crank one out. I mean, just put it on live and show you guys what's going on. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on another episode of Rock Creek Outdoors.